We used to know how to connect with the nature intelligences. We used to know how to do that, and it's time now for us to bring that back.
Wow.
So this is good news.
Yeah.
This is wonderful news. The time is now. We are awakening, and we need all of our relations and all the people from all the many tribes and nations of the earth to come together and to awaken together and support each other.
So good afternoon. My name is Judith Matheson. I am the co-founder of the Heart and Soul Light Center in Gatineau, Aylmer, Quebec. And it is a great privilege today to be doing my second interview of a wonderful elder. As many of you may know, we interviewed Elder Albert Dumont of the Algonquin Nation back in April. And today I'm very privileged to be having in the Heart and Soul Light Center in the heart of Canada a wonderful lady and grandmother from down east, the eastern portal of Nova Scotia, who is coming for the third year to the National Capital Region to share her wonderful wisdom and the guidance that we all need to hear at this particular time of humanity's great awakening. And so I welcome all of you today, and particularly I welcome from my heart this wonderful lady who blesses us with her energy and her wisdom. A little bit about grandmother. Now grandmother is from the Eastern Woodlands Métis from Nova Scotia, Canada of course, where she lives. And she's a grandmother that brings an ancient sacred medicine, a way to restore oneness. And the oneness with the source of Creator. And her spirit is one with Mother Earth. And she helps to us all center our own ability to grow in relationship with the ability to align with the divine in all of creation. And that it's pure and that it connects us to all the paths leading back to the center of infinity.
Yes.
So welcome, grandmother.
Thank you.
And I'm so looking forward to this interview. I'm
me
very
too.
excited, and I'm excited that grandmother's here all weekend, and that many people in this area will be able to be in her sacred circles and really connect with who they are and how beautiful they are.
Wow.
So I'd like to just start today in sharing some questions and let grandmother speak from her heart to help our hearts awaken to the message from our Creator, our one source.
Beautiful.
And so the first thing I'd like to ask is, who are you and what is your work?
Well, I want to say send out warm greetings to all who will be listening and watching this message today, and to thank you, grandmother Judith, for inviting me in this opportunity to share a little bit with this brief time that we have. It's an honor to be here in this territory once again, and to bring what I feel is something wondrous and exciting from Mother Earth. And so to answer your question, who am I? I come from a matrilineal line of healers. I am grandmother Selena, and recently my guides expressed to me that in my spiritual growth, they have now come to acknowledge and recognize me as grandmother Seluna, which means sun and moon. And it's interesting because my name Selena means sun and moon, and so there's an important message in that as well, sun and moon. But we are, which is the balance of the feminine and the masculine, and so much more. So I'm truly, truly honored. I come from a long line of healers, and my grandmother, my maternal grandmother, on my mother's side, was the midwife of her community, and you know, just that's in the lineage that I was born into. But I am an ancient healer. And the divine ones refer to me as Earthwalker of the Ancients. Okay. So I've come in this time to share ancient wisdom. And for me, ancient means timeless. It means timeless. And so I carry a sacred bundle that holds the medicine that honors ancient wisdom from those that came before, ancient civilizations that held wisdom, that humanity was given to help us to know how to live as true human beings.
Wow.
And it's very exciting because I entered into spiritual seclusion for 8 years
Okay.
to prepare to do this work that I've been given to do. And during that time, I connected with soul beings, ancient ones, clan mothers and grandmothers who offered to help me to remember who I am
Exactly.
and why I've come,
Yeah.
and the significance for us all at this time.
And helping those of us in your circles to
Absolutely.
remember who we are and our ancestors
Yes,
who are really wanting us to hear
Yes,
and remember.
absolutely. It's important that we all are carrying wisdom that is needed
Yeah.
for the earth, to help the earth at this time. And so my role is to help awaken that inner wisdom, that sacred connection to our ancestral lineages that go back to the beginning. We are in that time now where we are being awakened
Exactly.
to the truth.
Yeah.
And in that note, I wish to also share that I am I like to refer to myself as a blended spirit. And I come from mixed ancestral lineages. And so I am of the Black Nova Scotian people and the Mi'kmaq nation. And so I am also of Scottish ancestry. So as a blended spirit, what the ancestors spoke into my heart in a ceremony a long time ago now, in the 90s, I was attending a ceremony up in Mohawk territory, and they spoke during the ceremony and said, we have a message for Selena. The reason why they spoke directly to my heart, actually, through a very powerful and wonderful medicine woman. And they said, the reason you were born mixed race is because you are to be a reflection of the coming together of the races.
Wow. Beautiful.
And so we are each carrying a gift to bring to creation, to the Earth Mother, and a gift or gifts, and that is part of mine. That our story at this time is that we are coming back together as one.
And discovering our interrelatedness.
Absolutely. It's so important that we acknowledge that we are in a time of unity and coming together and honoring each other and the wisdom that we hold, the love that we carry, and to share that out. So yes, that
To a world that's awakening to the best in each other.
the best.
We need to meet.
Absolutely.
And as we sit in this wonderful space today in this circle
Yeah.
on sacred Algonquin, unceded land,
Yeah.
we are very graced to see how interdependent, how interconnected, and how codependent in a good way we are
Oh,
to
yeah.
meet and to share
Yeah, share our
what
hearts.
is significant in our hearts. And as a spiritual director, I love the language of
Yes.
birthing through
Yes.
the authentic self, who
Yes.
we really are as wonderful beings on the planet
Absolutely.
Earth.
Yeah.
I have another question here for grandmother here. What does it mean to be a grandmother in these times? And I love this question because as a grandmother, I can speak to the hearts of many grandmothers, of indigenous hearts that are awakening to see that we
Yes.
need to give voice now to our concerns.
Yes.
And so grandmother, could you please speak to that question?
Oh, bless you. Yes. In my understanding, and it's still growing in my understanding, grandmothers, their grandmother councils existed all over the earth, in all different places where people would gather. There were grandmother councils, and grandmother, as I understand it, means wise one. Means wise one. And the grandmothers held a very important role and responsibility in helping to maintain the well-being of the tribe and taking care of the tribe and overseeing all that was happening. And that what the grandmothers, the celestial grandmothers and clan mothers have said to me, that those that walk with me, is that we are to bring these councils back, these grandmother councils that once flourished throughout the land, that they are to return, because they're an important part of sustaining well-being throughout the people. You know, the grandmothers hold a lot of wise wisdom, a lot of joy and peace and truth that many can come and receive from, men and women. Men and women. So it's time.
Yes.
It's time to remember that truth, that the women have always held an important role in society, and that is to return. So, for me, as I understand it now, we have come to a place upon the earth, in a time of the Earth Mother's birthing to a new earth, which is so exciting. She's asking that her daughters remember what our medicine is. She's asking that we remember how to connect with her, to be whole and to be respectful and to be connected to our ancestral lineages, to be strong and proud in those, whatever our lineage may be.
Exactly.
There's wisdom there.
Yes.
And so we are, as the women, and we are the birthers. And so we carry a powerful life force within us to help with the birthing of the new earth, for we are the birthers.
Exactly.
Mother Earth, I speak of her as Mu, that is one of her ancient names. And Mother Earth has said to me that it is time now for us to rejoin her in honoring our ceremonies and our songs and our stories that give us strength.
Exactly.
That give us, that inspire us.
And connect us to the heart.
And connect us to the heart, and connect us to the earth, to the trees, to the flowers, to the mountains.
To all our relations.
To all our relations, yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a powerful time.
And women are life givers. As the woman's energy goes, so does it affect the man.
Yes.
And as the man's energy goes,
Yes.
so does it affect the children.
Yes.
And the children of today are very much in need of the feminine presence.
Yes.
Particularly the grandmothers, I believe, and the grandfathers with feminine hearts.
Yes.
All men awakening to feminine hearts.
Yes.
All humanity awakening to care for the children.
Yes.
And in these times, what we're seeing is there's a wonderful change happening within humanity herself on a planetary basis. And my last question is, what message do you have from not just Mother Earth and the significance of us growing in relationship with each other, Mother Earth, but also in growing in relationship with ourselves by going to your circles
Yes.
and remembering that what is within us is more important than what is without ourselves, and that is our eternal souls.
Yes.
So could you speak a little bit to some of these circles that you facilitate,
Yes.
both by coming to this area,
Yes.
both in your wonderful area of the Eastern Portal, which is my home territory as well, having been born in St. John, New Brunswick, and the actual ability for you to not actually be present even, but you can be present to others from a distance.
Yes.
For those that would seek your healing wisdom.
Right.
So could you give us a little idea for that?
Sure, absolutely. Recently, last year, I was in Vision Quest. I go and I sit with Mother Earth every year, and I sit alone and listen to her heartbeat and receive her teachings and her guidance. And during that time, I was connected with these ancient beings who Mother Earth told me they are the Council of Trees. And the Council of Trees have now come forward and asked that I write a book, which I'm in the process of. I'm writing this book, and it's to tell their story and to bring through the wisdom. The trees are ready to talk. The trees, and it's called Council of Trees, Plant Spirit Wisdom Talks with Trees.
Oh, beautiful.
And so I'm bringing this message of the Council of Trees, and Mother Earth herself has come forward, and she's brought a wonderful project that she's asked me to do on her behalf, which is to share and to teach how to plant your garden.
Wow.
It's your spiritual
Beautiful.
garden.
Wow, I
It's
love
your
it.
spiritual garden. So I'm going to be bringing that through this weekend, and I'm so thrilled because as she was teaching it to me, you know, I go and I sit with her, and she shares her medicine with me, and she guides me, and I feel like as though this is something that I am called to, is to share how to connect with her now from our hearts, how to connect. And the trees have even asked that I bring over a course, and it's going to be called Plant Spirit Communication.
How beautiful.
And the Council of Trees themselves are going to come through and teach us how to communicate with them once again, because we used to, the human
Exactly.
beings we used to know how to connect with the nature intelligences. We used to know how to do that, and it's time now for us to bring that back.
Wow.
So this is good news.
Yeah.
This is wonderful news. What I really would like to say in these last few moments that we have, I wish for people to understand that this is a time of stay hopeful. That good things are happening upon the earth. We do not get entangled in the chaos that we're seeing, because it's leaving, and something wondrous and new is being birthed. It truly is. It truly is. Remain hopeful. Stay close to Mother Earth. Stay close to nature. To have a daily practice that you can go within and connect within. Find someone you can trust if you're starting out anew. Find someone, a wise grandmother or grandfather. So find someone who you can trust from their heart that can guide you in that journey. But it's important to get reconnected now. Don't stay on the sidelines waiting for something to happen. Make it happen starting from within your own heart. And that's really important. And that's, really the message that I wish to bring is the time is now. We are awakening, and we need all of our relations and all the people from all the many tribes and nations of the earth to come together and to awaken together and support each other.
Exactly.
And part of what I do is ancestral healing, because we're for many and for most, we're carrying the woundedness of our ancestors. Very important to heal from those,
from the trauma of the past.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that we can release and come into the joy
And
again.
move forward.
And move forward.
And we're here to live from joy. And
Yes.
in as much pain as we have in our hearts, we also have joy.
Yes.
And so my sense is, in the journey of going within to discover the beauty of our own souls, eternal yearning to connect with each other,
Yeah.
lighting the 7th and 8th fire of
That's
sacred
right.
relationship.
Yes. the
We are
eighth
living
fire.
in challenging times, and it is very important
Yes.
to find a person that you can connect with from the heart.
Yes, absolutely.
And as a spiritual director from the Interfaith Spirituality Center in Heart of Canada, Heart and Soul Light Center, Gatineau, connecting with you, Grandmother Selena, has been a privilege and an honor today. And I would sincerely ask everyone to check out Selena's website,
Grandmother's
and
Medicine
Facebook,
Lodge.
and the Grandmother's Medicine Lodge.
.com. Yeah.
Yes, and that'll be
Yeah.
posted up at the end of this video.
Yeah.
And so everyone out there, just keep in touch with the Heart and Soul Light Center in Aylmer.
Well, thank you, Judith. It's been wonderful having this time to share with you. I would like to also, if I may, just let the people know that in your awakening and in coming into your own joy, that there are many in the unseen realms that are just waiting to help support you. And ancestor beings, ancient ones, divine shining beings of light that are truly helping. We have help. We're not meant to try to do this alone. I also would like to say in my work that for those who may have an interest in looking into it, I do offer distance work. Much of my work is done by distance, so I'm able to help in that
Wonderful.
way. And I also hold sacred circles and do public presentations. So it's really coming together and just bringing out as what is in my heart for me to share as Mother Earth and the Council of Trees and others are asking of me at this time.
And making the circle wider.
Yeah.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Thank you, and blessings
Wow.
to all.